Welcome to the Good Time Supper Club with the band of
Hello,
Heathens.
hello.
Here we go. There we go. All right. Yeah, there's
Amen.
everybody. Good to see y'all. How y'all doing? Been a
Beautiful. Beautiful.
while. You guys look good.
You look comfy, dude. You look
I'm
good.
real comfy. It's Tuesday night. It's time for the Good Time Supper Club.
You got a day Tuesday, baby.
Yeah. Should we dive in here? Dive in with a song. Here we go. It's a song that came in through the request line called Gree Gree Satchel. St. John's Eve, gone to see Marie on Pontchartrain. 12,000 black and white standing in the rain. Gold stars on my forehead, I don't need no tarot deck. Gree gree satchel in my hand, cross around my neck.
Laying spoons on a box down on St. Anne Street. Voodoo peppers, freedom man, charm the judge's seat. Silver dollar burning hole, cast my last paycheck. Gree gree satchel in my hand, cross around my neck. Gree gree satchel in my hand, cross around my neck. Bonfire on Midsummer's Eve, ashes on my face. You might fall in love tonight, or you might fall from grace. Creole on the bayou, paying their respects. Gree gree satchel in my hand, cross around my neck. Gree gree satchel in my hand, cross around my
Money on her resting place, X's on the wall. Rainbow snake, shed your skin, mark the sparrow's fall. Free from all my burdens, paid up on my debts. Gree gree satchel in my hand, cross around my neck. Gree gree satchel in my hand, cross around my neck. Gree gree satchel in my hand, cross around my neck.
Woo-hoo!
Yeah.
Go.
Yes. Nice to be back with everybody. And as you can see, I've got a new house this week. No, I'm actually just on the other side of my room. I figured it'd be nice to have a couple different looks since we can't go out and do anything. The least we can do is do fun stuff inside. You know what I mean? So
Kind of looks like MTV Cribs, man.
hey, that's what I'm here for, Trev. I'm gonna bring my car and park it in the middle of the room next week. You'll see. It's going to be amazing. All right, we do another request here. This is one I love playing, and it's kind of rhythmic heavy, so I'll be pretending to play the part of Richard in this one as well, too, as much as I can. And it's called Records in Bed. Tomorrow, glowing in the red light on the console top, forgets your sorrow. Or remember when you lived in back in your favorite song, made you feel less all alone, like it wasn't always wrong. Well, I've been there. Remember when rock and roll was sacred in your world and on the streets, their all-night conversation with everyone you'd meet. Still when we dance and sing, we are golden. For a Sunday morning service, records in your bed, well, they're good for your soul, or they feed your head. We go round and round and around we go. Round and round and around we go, shining on a deeper glow. We're home. Lost in translation, missing information. Give me just one person, please. Trying to find the forest inside of all these trees. 'Cause when we dance and sing, we are golden. For a Sunday morning service, records in your bed, well, they're good for your soul. They feed your head. We go round and round and round we go, and it feels so good. You wanna go round and round and around we go. Where it stops, we never know. Round and round and around we go, shining on a deeper glow. We're home. We're home. Records in your back, well, they're good for your soul. Oh, they feed your head and they go round and round and around so slow. Where it stops, we never know. Round and round and around we go. Feels so good, you wanna go. Round and round and around we go, on the deepest grooves you ever know. Round and round so slow, shining on a deeper glow. We're home. And we are home. Yeah, we are.
Nice. Yeah. Sounds good.
All right.
Like the new look. How's everybody doing out there in the interwebs land?
Let's take a look, Gordy.
Getting some good requests. We're getting some great requests. And ooh.
We got Jerry Glenzinski with, hey, Richie, I have the Rolling Stones' Let It Bleed album first released from London on red vinyl. Na na na.
Whoa.
Yeah, I got that too.
Yeah.
Richie, somebody thought for sure you were going to do the white album because you're wearing a white shirt tonight for Vinyl Richie. But
Nice.
Oh.
interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Building
Gotta
the
keep you wondering.
hysteria.
What Let's see here.
Say hey to Linda Maloney. Thanks for buying a personal concert, Linda. And we're looking forward, Gordy and I are looking forward to spending your birthday with you on Friday. That's exciting.
Yeah. Hey, let's talk about those personal concerts real quick here. Ed and I have been doing a bunch of personal shows that have been really awesome the last month and a half or 2 months. And we've just enjoyed, A, getting to, continue to work, and B, just connecting with everybody on a real personal level that we don't really get to do at, when we're out touring with the rock and roll show. So we're grateful for all the support, and they've been a blast. Ed and I just released June dates. So if you go check out bandofheathens.com/live and you scroll down, or if you go to bandofheathens.com/book, you can check out all the June dates that we just released for the personal concerts. We call it the Lifeline Tour. It certainly has been a lifeline for us. I see Justin Morris in the comments said, personal concerts are so fun and worth every penny. Thank you, Justin. We feel the same way. They've been so fun and rewarding and just different from anything we've ever done. I hope you all have enjoyed them. If you've done one before and you're on the stream right now, let us know about your experience. We'd love to hear about it.
I will say too that we definitely don't have any shows in June. So if you want to catch us live at all, it's either going to be here on the Good Time Supper Club or in a personal concert. That's exclusive to the GTS SC tonight.
Quick shout out to Dennis and Brenda Kippa.
Yeah.
I'm seeing the comments come through. Hey, Dennis. Thank you.
Let's see here. I'm gonna stay with the Sunday morning record theme here, which has been a favorite of mine for a while. But a lot of these songs have fallen out of the live rotation, and we got to bring them back into the rock and roll setting. But they've been great here with these acoustic shows, and I'm gonna do a song from that one called "One More Trip." One more trip around the sun, another year has come and gone. Look around, I don't feel old, but the clock keeps swinging like a wrecking ball. Set 'em up, knock 'em down, a hard one gone, got kicked around. Get back up and down again, life's a sweet and bitter blend. Here's the good times yet to come. One more trip around the sun, faster than the day is long, on a bullet from a gun. Lots of things I should have said, forgive me please, I got a one-track head. My shotgun rider, my only one. One more trip around the sun, standing in the same two shoes. It's the same frame looking from a different view. Found our way down a twisted path, turned around, but there's no way back. It's been, looking back it didn't feel so quick. Seems like we're standing still, but the clock keeps turning, can't stop the wheel. Here's a memory of memories he used to love. One more trip around the sun.
Oh, yeah. It's that time. Making your way in the world today takes everything you got. Taking a break from all your troubles sure would help a lot. Wouldn't you like to get away? I know I would.
Oof. Trevor. Really just tugging at those heartstrings over
Hey,
here.
dude.
Oh, man.
What you
It's
got
nice
there,
to-
Jesse?
Well, I got myself set up here to make us a little Caucasian or a white Russian. I think it's only appropriate, as we'll come to learn throughout this episode. But I also just actually really like this drink. Kahlua is kind of a polarizing subject among cocktails, but it, you know, for a white Russian, it's perfect. There's nothing better for it. And the dude abides, so, you know, we're going to go ahead and do it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start with a whiskey cube in an old-fashioned glass, just like this. And we have just classic big old plastic bottle of Smirnoff vodka that was originally going to be used for homemade hand sanitizer and has now come in
You're
handy.
running
for
low
Bloody
there,
Marys.
buddy.
What was that? Yeah. I know, truly. Got a Costco trip in my near future, huh? All right, so we're going to go ahead with a good size shot here, White Russian. We're going to go dude style. Roughly 2 ounces of vodka. We're going to go about 1 ounce Kahlua here. And normally, I believe you should be using heavy cream for a White Russian, but the Big Lebowski goes straight half and half, so that's what we're going to use today. You just want a good little splash there.
I think sometimes he uses powdered creamer.
It's true.
Some of the best scenes in the movie, he's using powdered creamer.
This looks a little light here. I'm going to go a little more Kahlua here. But I think that's going to be just right. So,
There you
for
go.
all of you out there, Good Time Supper Club, if you have a powdered creamer, some half and half, some cream, some vodka, some Kahlua, you can join me and the dude in a good old White Russian. Cheers.
Cheers. Somewhere Frank Anzalone is licking his lips.
Oh, I can only imagine. Good old Frank.
delicious, Jesse. That looks fantastic.
Thank you. I think I'm sending it over to Gordy Quist. I think we're gonna hear some more music here.
The man in the robe, you mean?
The man in the robe. The dude.
Did you know
himself.
Scott Cornwell likes White Russians? Your father-in-law, Gordy, likes White Russians? I had no idea.
Wow.
That's pretty cool.
What's there not to like, really, Trevor?
I mean, it's.
I think Scott likes all drinks. He doesn't discriminate.
That's also a good approach.
Yeah. Well, cheers, y'all. Good to see you. Welcome to the Good Time Supper Club. If you're new, just joining us from, we have some new viewers from Hayes Carll's live stream ending. Hayes is going to be joining us in just a little while as our special guest for the week. But in the meantime, I'm gonna play y'all another song here. This is from the request line here. It's called Sugar Queen. Hopefully this thing's in tune. She got rings on her fingers that shine like mercury. She never paints her nails, she like 'em yellow from nicotine. You can keep your fashion mag. She like Tito's in a paper bag, falling off her hips, wishing you was in her jeans. She never talked too much, but you know just what she'd say. She got a space in her teeth where she hides her words away. She knows she's looking good, she don't care if she's understood. She even talks dirty when she's on her knees to pray. Swinging from a cage, acting half her age. No time for games, she knows just what she needs. Looking for another man, she found me right where I stand. I love that sugar, love my sugar queen. People stop talking when she walking on down the street, dropping them jaws with every single one she meets. She likes to get her thrills on the edge of the windowsill. All the people gather round, she coming on home with me. Swinging from a cage, acting half her age. No time for games, she knows just what she needs. Looking for another man, she found me right where I stand. I love that sugar, love my sugar queen. Don't you know I love that sugar, love my sugar queen. Cage, acting half her age. No time for games, she knows just what she needs. Looks so good in fur, you got to hear that pussycat purr. I love that sugar, love my sugar queen. Don't you know I love that sugar, love my sugar queen. Don't you know I love that sugar, love my sugar queen. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go.
Yes, dude. All right. Yeah. Nailed it.
Nice, Rich.
Richie, you're playing your own intro music now. What's going on?
Yeah.
Right into it. I love it.
Well, I figured I've actually never used this instrument for anything other than my own self-enjoyment.
A marxophone.
Yeah, so I thought I'd put it to good use here.
Cool.
This is an instrument that was not unlike one that was featured on the album we're going to talk about today, the Beach Boys' 1966 album Pet Sounds, which actually celebrated its birthday over the weekend, released on May 16th. So this record was produced, arranged, and written almost entirely by Brian Wilson, with the solicited help of lyricist Tony Asher. So this record was put into motion by a few things. The first was a nervous breakdown at the end of 1964 that ended Brian Wilson's touring days with the band, and it left him home so he had more time to focus on writing and working in the studio. Then you had his introduction to marijuana and subsequently a fairly consistent dosing routine of LSD. And then what we're going to talk about for a second here is his major epiphany that took place in December of 1965. And that was the release of the Beatles' Rubber Soul record. Brian said when he heard that album for the first time, it blew his mind. This is a quote from him. He said, "I suddenly realized that the recording industry was getting so free and intelligent. We could go into new things, string quartets, auto harps, and instruments from another culture. I decided right then I'm going to try that, where a whole album becomes a gas." So that was his competitive nature kicking in, and he wanted to make an album, as he said, better than Rubber Soul. So there were 27 sessions over 4 months, and he started recording the record with instrumental tracks. Once those were done, he would bring in the rest of the band, the Beach Boys, to add vocals. And he had hired the best studio musicians in Los Angeles, who are now known collectively as the Wrecking Crew, and they provided him with the symphony of sound that he was looking for this record. So compared to the previous Beach Boys records, the album did not sell as well. The label had their hesitation about the change in the band's sound, and upon seeing the numbers after the record was released, they then planned a greatest hits album to come out within 2 months. So they were just like, okay, forget about this. We're going to put out these surf songs, that the band has sold so well, already. So the record actually did really well in the UK. It was either number 1 or number 2 for a little bit. The papers over there were calling it the most progressive pop album ever made. Bruce Johnson, one of the Beach Boys, had gone over to the UK to help with the album's promotion, and he actually had the chance to play the record in a very intimate listening session with John Lennon and Paul McCartney. And they listened to the record twice in one sitting. They dug it so much, they left, and that was when they were working on Revolver. But George Martin said later on that without Pet Sounds, Sgt. Pepper never would have happened. And Pepper was an attempt to equal Pet Sounds on the Beatles' part. So it's Pet Sounds has been considered by a lot of people to be a concept record, and I think the word is out on that. It's an ongoing debate. There's definitely a theme of yearning and love and angst and all the emotions that you find you have in your teens and your 20s. But the tracks Pet Sounds and Sloop John B kind of throw a wrench in that idea of the record being strictly a concept album, I think. There feels to be a natural flow and a similar theme through every song, and the production is very consistent throughout. So what is for certain is that the record was quite the departure from their other records. No more surf songs, no more car songs. And it was not an album that was put together by Capitol Records with 1 or 2 singles and songs filling in the gaps around that. Every song, every instrument, every piece of Pet Sounds is part of this puzzle. And it'd be hard to say that anyone has ever put more of themselves into making a record than Brian did here. And unfortunately, the mild response that was received, especially from his peers, did a number on him. And he kind of retreated after that into himself. I could talk about this record absolutely forever. I'm going to try to wind it down here. A couple of things. One, there's a box set that came out, I think in the 90s, And you can find that. Most of it's on Spotify, but it's definitely worth finding the CD, or it's probably available digitally. But it has a lot of the session tapes from whenever they were making the record, and you can hear really cool banter between Brian and the session musicians. So that's a lot of fun to listen to if you're into that kind of thing. You can see how these songs were formed on the spot sometimes, you know. So there's that, and then I want to leave with this quote from Dennis Wilson, Brian's brother and the drummer for the Beach Boys. People always thought that Brian was a good time guy until he started releasing those heavy, searching songs on Pet Sounds. But that stuff was closer to his own personality and perceptions. By the time people get close to an accurate picture of Brian Wilson, if ever, he's going to be far beyond them again. So, check out the record. You'll most likely know Sloop John B and God Only Knows off it, but it's an album full of beautiful songs. True masterpiece. Check it out.
All right. Well, thanks, Rich.
Yeah.
I love the Vinyl Richie segment of the show. I'm all comfy here in my robe. Just finished up another stream from I'd Rather Be at Green Hall earlier, but now we're here with the band of Heathens on the Good Time Supper Club. We have a special guest this week.
Yeah.
We're super excited about. We'd like to welcome Hayes Carll to the show. Hey Hayes, how you doing, man?
Hey fellas, good. How are y'all?
Hey, Hayes.
Good to see y'all.
Yeah.
Man.
I love Vinyl Richie, by the way.
Thanks, man.
Very
That's
nice.
awesome.
Well, we're gonna catch up and chat maybe here in a little while, Hayes. But man, you want to kick it off with a song?
Yeah, I'd love to. I hope I had some audio issues on my own show, but hopefully they won't carry over to this. But if they do, it's only one song, so we'll make it quick.
Sounding good now.
Times like these, everyone could use a hand. Instead of standing around losing ground, fighting over the promised land. And it's so hard to tell if this is heaven or hell, and I can never measure by degrees. But it's sure getting warm around here in times like these. In times like these, do I really need a billionaire? Just taking on my time, trying to tell me how I treat him unfair. Oh, then I have to pay as the home of the brave gets divided into them and the weak. Oh, I find I'm losing my mind in times like these. Yeah, they come and they go, they're here and they're not. Every day I'm getting better at losing something I haven't got. I just wanna do my labor, love my girl and help my neighbor while I keep a little hope on my dreams. But it's sure getting hard, brother, in times like these. Times like these, I wish I had a place to hide. Instead of bringing it together, we're just widening the great divide. I hope and I pray at the end of the day that I could somehow get my troubles to ease. But I gotta say it's not looking good, not in times like these. Yeah, they come and they go, they're cold and they're hot. I'm just trying to keep the world from turning me to something I'm not. And I'm gonna try to run till the whole thing's done, and I just hope I don't end up on my knees. But it's sure getting hard to stand up in times like these. I just wanna do my labor, love my girl and help my neighbor while I keep it on my joie de vivre. But it's sure getting hard, brother, at times like these. I could use just a little bit of help in times like these.
Yeah.
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 Nice, man.
Sound all right?
Sounded
Nice,
badass.
So you just re-released that song with a recording you did with Daryl Scott, right?
Yeah, I did. Sometimes I want to re-release songs, and I'll tell my wife, I say, I think this is, I think people need to hear this, and they're like, they already heard it once. If they wanted to hear it again, they would have let you know. but this song, on the record, I did a very different version of it. On my last record, it's just kind of more. It's like Chuck Berry kind of dance music, and I felt like I love that track, but I feel like the message got lost a little bit. And I felt like it was an important one that we need to work together, and that we deserve that from the people that we elect to lead us, to kind of unite us rather than divide us. And it's a weird time. And then the pandemic hit, and so it kind of took on another meaning. And I thought it was maybe more relevant now than ever, so I decided to recut it and re-release it.
Very cool. Had you worked with Daryl Scott before, Hayes?
Yeah, I never in I was gonna say never in a recording capacity, but that's not true. I met Daryl years ago. I just signed. I put out my Little Rock record, which I did independently, and I ended up signing a record deal, my first kind of real record deal with Lost Highway Records, and I didn't have any songs. They signed me to a deal, but I didn't have any songs that I hadn't released already. And I was pretty nervous about it because the label had like Willie Nelson and Elvis Costello and Lucinda Williams, and it was just a great roster. And here I come, and I've got to put a record out, but I don't have any songs. And I got put together with Daryl, who I was a huge fan of. He's one of my favorite musicians, songwriters, singers.
Yeah.
And we wrote a song, and it was the first song I wrote for my Trouble in Mind record, and that sort of took some of the pressure off. I got one good song, and we ended up writing multiple times. I think I've written 4 songs with Daryl, and it's just every time he kind of helps me get to the heart of the matter, and I've learned so much from him about songwriting, and so just one of my favorite humans and favorite musicians, and so he came over to a party the other night that we throw these picking parties here in Nashville. We used to anyway, and he came over around midnight, and we ended up just playing some songs that we had written together. I said, man, this is fun. I would love to not just write with you, but to record with you. And we just made it happen. And so we did a few songs, and I'm going back in the studio, I think next week to maybe try and finish up a whole record of my older songs, in case people want to hear them again.
Very cool. Very cool. Everybody, hey, check out Daryl Scott if you haven't. Amazing singer, amazing songwriter, instrumentalist of the highest caliber.
For
That
sure.
new record
So.
of his is killer.
Hey, so Hayes,
You also had Gabe Dixon play on your record too, right? Is that?
Yeah.
He's another giant musician, great guy.
Yeah. I've been real fortunate, to in the studio or live to get to play with some amazing people. I'm not quite sure how that happened. I talked you guys into coming out on the road with me a few times.
Don't be so modest, Hayes.
Well, that's usually modesty's not my strong suit, but sometimes I do every once in a while take a look back and go, how did this happen? How did I get to write with Daryl Scott? How did I get to play with the band of Heathens and like Joshua Daughtery, our mutual friend and your former tour manager, and sent me some recordings the other day from when we did Cayamo a couple years back. And it was just so fun for me to get to hear us playing music together, and just a treat at the time, and then after the fact to get to go back and revisit it. So those tours we did together, for those that don't know, we've done a couple tours together, and it's just been a blast.
Yeah.
And the afterglow, the post-show hibachi dinner.
Yes. Yes, I still have that. Actually, I think Allison threw the photo away.
No.
We'll send you another one,
We'll
Hayes.
post it on all the
guys.
social media sites.
That would be
amazing.
Multiple copies of that, dude.
Okay, good.
Yeah, so it's fun to see when you go out. Sometimes you go out solo. Sometimes you go out with kind of a stripped down band that's largely wooden and acoustic, and then when you want to go out with a rock and roll band, we hope you think of us, think of the band of Heathens, and we'll go do the rock and roll thing.
Oh man,
it's always fun. Hey Hayes, we've talked a little bit in the past about this Patreon thing that you're doing. It's something actually that we've been curious about in the band of Heathens world.
Yeah.
Tell us about the Patreon deal that you're doing.
So I started this a few years ago. The record before my last one, or between my fourth and fifth records, there was like a 4.5 to 5 year gap, which is just way too long. And part of the reason for that was I started feeling kind of pressure to when you release a record, especially as like a solo artist, it's just sort of, it can be life changing, and people read a lot into it about where you're at, or at least that's what I told myself. And I started getting hung up on what I put out and feeling a lot of pressure. And this was Patreon's a platform that allows fans and supporters, people who appreciate what you do, to support you financially, and in return sort of get access to the what you create and to be a part of that. So the way I did mine was it just allowed me to write and record and release songs, and I would only release them to my patrons, the people that supported me and supported those recordings. And so it took the pressure off me, and I was able to go and have fun and like work with different producers, and I could do a reggae version of something if I wanted, and not worry about how it was going to be reviewed by critics or whether it was going to affect my touring or whatever. I could just have creative fun, which is why we all got into this in the first place. I think is because we had a passion for it, and for me, that other stuff, started to get in the way of my creative side. And so Patreon gave me an outlet to not only help kind of pay for these recordings and this music that I was doing, but also to give me an audience to share it with, and sort of of people that were my supporters, and it was just a really cool deal for me. So I think like 10 of the 15 songs I released ended up being on my last record. I mean, not those versions, but an early form of them, which I think is cool for people to get to watch the evolution of a song. And you say, here's my early recording, my demo of it, and then here's the final version. And so I just started it up again recently. I took some time off to when my last record came out, but with the pandemic now, it's we can't tour anymore, so it's cool for me to be able to keep recording and putting out music, and just have that group of fans and folks that I can sort of interact with, and just give them stuff that I don't share with the rest of the world. I think they appreciate it, and I know I do.
That's really cool. A bunch of people are commenting right now about how much they love Patreon and other artists that are on Patreon, and it seems like a really cool platform. We'll see, maybe someday we'll take the dive into Patreon. In the meantime, all we've got is PayPal and Venmo. But no, we're grateful. I feel like during this pandemic, with all the touring being canceled, I feel like people have been super supportive, and we've just been grateful to do these shows and find interesting ways to collaborate. Last week we discovered a new method of collaborating that brings a little bit back the essence of rock and roll for us as a rock and roll band. We like to play together. We like drums. We like the bass. We like the amps, and we like the harmonies. So Hayes, you were kind and just game enough to go along on the ride with us this week. We're going to debut a new video and a new recording that we did. What's the name of this series? Well, Jesse, you came up with a name. What are we calling it?
Man, well, I don't know if I need to make the decision. I think we should be calling them remote transmissions, because that's what we're doing here. It's just transmitting our little cosmic signals from our little rooms that we have.
Cosmic downloads.
Cosmic downloads.
Remote transmission.
Yeah. Remote transmission, cosmic download. Okay, you guys all vote. Should it be remote transmissions or cosmic downloads? Whatever you think.
Can I just tell you real quick? On Patreon, they have a feature where you can put a poll. And I just did my first one last week, and I was so excited. So you can just put that up, and your fans can vote, and that's all you got to do. It's Patreon, I'm telling you.
Well, shit.
Well,
It's very democratic, Hayes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hey, before we move on, I wanted to ask you, man, this time that you've been spending at home, more so than usual, have you picked up like anything new around the place that you're doing that maybe you didn't have time to do before, or what's new for you in this time that you're
Oh boy, yeah. Well, the wife has gone full in on the garden, and I'm just more supportive than emotionally supportive than physically supportive in that regard. But it's given me a chance to do a lot of personal work. It just. And to be home, I've gotten to adopt a dog, which, traveling all the time, I was never able to do that. And so I finally got to adopt a dog. And I quit smoking. For me, it's just a lot of kind of the stuff that the road always prevented. So I don't know. You can hear my wife yelling at the new dog because she's peeing on the carpet as we speak. But I don't know. It's just giving me a chance to sort of settle in and actually have a life at home, which in 20 years as a touring musician, I really haven't had an opportunity to do. So, it's been tough in some ways, but it's been really good for me too, just to get some time to be still. A lot can happen. You can discover a lot when you're not, in a van or a hotel room every day.
Yeah, I think we can all relate to that for sure.
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much, Hayes. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being game this week.
Yeah, Gordy.
I'm trying to hide from this thing. It's not working.
Hey, I want to remind everybody, if you liking what you're seeing tonight, make sure you share this on Facebook or your whatever streaming platform with your friends.
Please.
Share
Especially
away.
for what's about to transpire.
Oh, get ready. You have no idea.
We got a new song, new video. It's an old song that we re-recorded, but we recorded it remotely from all of our different places across the country, and we had lots of fun. Here we go, the band of Heathens with remote transmission with Hayes Carll.
Thanks, Hayes.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks, Hayes.
My pleasure. Love you guys.
Love you, man.
See you, buddy.
There's a little he would add. Take a woman like you to get through to the man in need. Big storm clouds are raging all around my door. I think to myself I might not take it anymore. It takes a woman like your kind to find the man in me. Oh, what a wonderful feeling. to keep from being seen. But that's just because he doesn't want to turn into some machine. Take a woman like you to get through to the man in need. La 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 la. La 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 la.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Success. Great success.
Great success.
Great success.
All right. Cranking another
Thanks for doing that, Hayes.
He split.
Yeah, he split. I thought I saw him there for a sec.
Just on time, like a total pro.
Man, I was supposed to ask him. My mom was texting me because she read an interview with him in like Better Home and Garden, like some crazy like random magazine. But he talked about his love for Les Miserables. That would have been a great question, right, Ed?
That's your wheelhouse, Trev.
That's my wheelhouse. I missed out on the opportunity. I guess I'll have to wait till next time I see him to ask him about his. Hayes apparently is a huge, but it's apparently his wheelhouse, Ed. That's what I was going to ask him.
You know how I feel about musical theater, Trevor. I'm
We
all
might have
in.
gotten way off track.
I love it. I love it. Hey, I want to also thank everyone that came from Hayes' show and tuned in and is checking it out. We really appreciate you coming over. I'm going to do another song here for you. This is something that was on our live at Momo's first record we ever did as the band of Heathens, or even the Good Time Supper Club at that point. This is called Keep On Trying. Bought a book of blues about the south of France, reminding me of when you knew we used to dance like a Spanish gypsy. You glide across the floor, move just like smoke. You slide under my door, my door. Well, my door. I met a nun on a train back home. Showered me in blessings, anointed me in oils, and lit me up with a glass of champagne wine. Raised the toast to heaven and spoke of the divine. The love that you see between man and God, where you ain't gotta look very hard. When you flash up to Saturn on a silver star, and never alone, you're not very far. You wanna keep on trying to show you who I am. And I keep on trying. I wanna be a man. Well, back in Boston, somewhere before the dawn, on a fog from Belfast, it carried us along. You know I'm wishing you'll be there when I arrive, because you know this airport ain't no place to die. Oh, flow. I ain't your stranger, I've been here before. You pick me up, lover, wanna take me on home. You'll never be waiting there all alone. I wanna keep on trying to show you who I am, and I keep on trying. Yeah, I wanna be your man. Keep on trying to show you who I am, and to keep on trying. Well, I wanna be a man. Hey, I wanna keep on trying to show you who I am, and to keep on trying. I wanna be a man. Ooh, 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 ooh. Say I wanna be a man. Yeah, that's all I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love that too.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Back from Boston. Turnpike. Snow.
Man, thanks again to Hayes Carll for joining us. That was fun. We got anything interesting happening in the comments over here? How's
well, one
everybody
guy,
doing?
I'm seeing Char Viv is asking what the code for Venmo is.
Ooh, the code for Venmo.
Great question, Charlie.
I think all you need to know is it's at Band of Heathens. I don't think there's another code besides that, but
Other thing I noticed, we got
link.
Dave Millsap watching from
No.
New Mexico.
Hey,
Dave. Hey, Karen.
Millsap.
Hey, Dad.
Love y'all.
Hey, you know, while we're talking about parents and everything, I think I want to say hey to my granddad, Jack. I hope that I know he's watching every week, and I'm gonna assume he's watching now. And if he is, hey, granddaddy, love you, miss you. Okay, back to what we were doing before.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to do another song here. We're going to keep it moving here. Across the land, I'm spoken of, wise as a snake, tame as a dove, just like a wolf in sheep's clothes. Shake the dust off before I go. I'm your medicine man. I'm your medicine man. I walk the land never seen before. I'm on a mission, a conquistador. I'll be your slave, I'll be your king. I'll be what you want, be your everything. I'm your medicine man. I'm your medicine man. I'm your medicine man.
Let's see.
I'm your medicine man. I got juju beads and a mojo drum. Got a whole lot more
where that come from? I'll make a sign, I'll cross your head, make you shake and dance, baby, let's raise the dead. I'm your medicine man, I'm your medicine man. I'll take your pulse, I'll fix your health, get what you need to save yourself. Might lose your house, might lose your home, but I'll give you back more than you have known. Put you in the black, I'm gonna shake your bones. Your healer, your dealer, your only one. I'm your medicine man, I'm your medicine man, I'm your medicine man, I'm your medicine man.
Yeah. Trev.
Oh yeah, that's a little bit of Terrapin Station. That means it is Grateful Dead Minute. This week's show, January 22nd, 1978, MacArthur Court, Eugene, Oregon. Hopefully my buddy Ted's watching from Eugene or from Bend. That part of the country, Eugene, Bend, old growth forest for deadheads, really. That's where they all went post Summer of Love, post Haight-Ashbury, all that. The major players in the scene, Ken Kesey, Babs, Mountain Girl, they all went up to Oregon and laid low because things were getting weird in San Francisco. So anytime the Dead rolled through there, it's just always magic. They're playing for their homies. You know that they had a great time before and after the show. 78 is an incredible year. Feast or famine, really. Most of it feast, but there's some bad stuff. But 77, as many people know, was a huge high point. And 78, the wheels are starting to come off, most of the time in a good way. But I've read, in interviews, most of the band members said that was definitely the heaviest partying they ever did. The drug use kind of got out of control, really brought an end to Donna Jean and Keith Gotchow. They succumbed to all that. But when they were on, they were really on. And this show is a great example of that. To me, 78 Dead, they mastered the art of peaks and valleys, rise and fall within a tune, within a verse, within a chorus. They could get to these incredible heights. They'd sound like cannon fire to just like a leaf falling out of the sky. And the dynamic range was incredible, and this show demonstrates that. And it's just a show for the ages. You have to check it out. Everything is great. The first set has an amazing Tennessee Jet, an amazing Dire Wolf, and the Jack Straw late first set just takes off, and it's just, Jerry's just fanning throughout the solo, and you can just hear the place going absolutely bonkers. But the second set features a segue from the other one that goes into, really the other one is reminiscent of a 72 or 71, like Primal Dead other one, really psychedelic. And it dissipates after about 15 minutes, and then it's about 4 minutes of just Jerry playing by himself. The band is dead quiet, and it's pin dropping the arena, and you hear people screaming in all the right spots, but Jerry's just rolling through. He's changing effects, he's doing octave divider, he's doing Mutron, he's doing overdrive, he's doing all this stuff, but he's teasing Close Encounters of all the stuff, and it goes into St. Stephen, and the place just erupts. It's just one of those moments that even if you weren't there, you hear it on tape, and you'll just lose your mind. And they take it on home from there. So 122.78 MacArthur Court, Eugene, Oregon. Trust me, you'll dig the show. Hopefully it appears in the comments this week, but hope you like it. And if you do, let me know next time. We'll see you next time.
All right. Thanks, Trev. Love the Grateful Dead Minute. I'm going to see if these can... end up in some comments somewhere. Bam. I think it might be time. Is it time to go on over to East Nashville?
Yeah.
Yeah, Nikki Bloom, Jesse Wilson.
Hey,
guys.
Welcome.
Hey.
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 Hey. How you guys
What
doing? Thanks for that, Trev. That was beautiful as always. We certainly look forward to I think personally, because I kind of know which songs are being played, but I don't know what facts I'm gonna learn from Vinyl Richie and Trev's Grateful Dead Minute. So that's always one of my favorite parts of the show.
Just vast supplies of useless knowledge, bro, from me.
Absolutely, truly, I know. Figuring
Depends
it all
on
out.
who you talk to. A lot of people, that's incredibly useful.
Yeah, truly.
Myself included.
Yeah. Yeah, truly, actually. Well, we're going to play another song, and last week we talked about how we've been doing some covers when we played a Nikki original. We're going to follow suit and do another one of Nikki's tunes, and also, I'm going to also just totally plug for you.
Thanks.
She's doing a live stream on Thursday evening via YouTube Live.
Central Time, 7 o'clock. 5 o'clock cocktail hour on the West Coast, 8 o'clock on the East Coast. YouTube, there's a link in my profile on Instagram. Want to say thanks, guys, for having me on this Good Time Supper Club. It is so much fun, and my parents, I want to say hi. They are a new band of Heathens fans. They love
They're on
this
it
show.
every week, and they love
Every
it,
week.
So. All right, y'all, and this is another song off your last record.
Yep, we're going to do a song. It's a title track off my most recent record, To Rise You Gotta Fall. And Jesse's going to play keys on it, and I just get to sing. Hey, I've been sitting on the porch this morning, just a strumming and a smoking green, thinking about the highs and lows between now and when I was 18. When you walk into the garden gate, you're bound to get bit by a snake. Guess you don't know love without a little heartache. How can you know good until you know better? If you're looking for love, get ready to get hurt. Oh, you can't win them all, and to rise you gotta fall. So I went down to Salinas to find work and to clear my head. Got a job as a hired hand when the harvest time came near. But the dirt went dust and the crops dried out. If you don't get to market, there's no payout. Guess you don't praise the rain until you had a drought. Oh, how can you know good until you know better? Oh, you're gonna find pain on your way to pleasure. Oh, but it's the bumpy roads that lead you where you need to go. Ooh, oh, and bring you home. All right, Jess. Say, girl, you best not cry any longer. Life is cruel and it just gets harder. But what doesn't kill you makes your story longer. Oh, she said, how can you know good until you know better? Oh, you're gonna find pain on your way to pleasure. Oh, life's a hurricane, but the magic's what remains. Ooh, ain't no rainbow without a little rain. Oh, how can you know good until you know better? Tell me, if I knew what I know now, I'd write me a letter saying you can't win them all, and to rise you gotta fall. Ooh, and to rise you gotta fall. To rise you gotta fall. Ooh, you got to fall. To rise, you got to fall. Hey, hey.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, so good.
Hi, Jesse.
Saucy
Hi.
ending right there.
Oh, hey.
Sage.
Hi, Sage. Welcome to the Good Time Supper Club.
I like your haircut. We both got bangs.
You guys have almost the same haircut.
We do.
It's very cute.
I put on my
Who's
polka
been
dot
trimming your
dress. I kind
bangs?
of look like a princess.
Yes,
You look like a princess with a polka dot dress. All right.
Very nice. Well, that was great, Nikki. As always, thanks.
Guys.
Yeah, thank you for being with us. Thanks for hanging out. And y'all, if you're just getting here for the first time, that's Nikki Bloom. She's wonderful. Make sure you check out her live stream. Go buy her records. Go see her when she starts doing shows again. You know the drill. You know what to do. You just need to do it. It's so
And
easy.
Also, check out the Man and Me video that'll be up later on, but possibly tomorrow. I'm not exactly sure of the schedule, but it'll be up, and she's on it if you missed it before.
She was, and it was awesome. It was great singing some BGVs with you, Nikki. That was fun.
Always. I love singing with y'all.
Yeah, me too. All right, well, we've reached the point in the show where we do some trading places. And I'm going to do a song here, and then we'll explain to you a little bit more about how this whole segment occurred. But I'm going to play Gordy for a little while here, and this is one of my favorite tunes that we do. This is one that he wrote with Scott Davis. This is called Keys to the Kingdom. Came inside so exhausted, dropped the keys by the bed, somewhere far away from here, never hearing what she says, dreaming of a better life. She'll get there if it kills her in the end. The keys to the kingdom, shining just around the bend. He gives her everything she wanted, but she's forgotten what she needs. Comfort in the empty spaces, filling up with luxury. She leaves him for another fool, one for you, two for me. She counts the keys to the kingdom, cost enough to clean you out. Reflections in the mirror, oh so jaded, oh so proud. She lost the keys she thought she'd found, and now they're gone, long gone, 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 gone.
the mirror. Oh, so jaded, oh, so proud. She lost the keys she thought she'd found. Standing on the highest mountain, feeling small and all alone, taking in the majesty. What she saw we'll never know. Hollow is the wind she breathes, stepping out she dreams of coming down. The keys of the kingdom weigh enough to make you drown. The keys of the kingdom weigh enough to make you drown. And now they're gone, long gone, 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 gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that's a groover. That's a fun one. And so, as I was saying before I started playing the song, the whole Trading Places thing came about because Gordy and I have been doing these personal concerts, and before we were doing them together, we were doing them individually, and we were getting a lot of requests to play each other's songs. So that's kind of what this was born out of. And the personal concerts have been amazing. I got to say, like the ability to connect with people, and I mean we get to meet a lot of people at shows and see people and say hi, you know, hey, what's up, real quick stuff. But it's been really cool, and we've got to know some people really well. It's been, you know, just getting to hang out and spend an hour together, have a conversation. You know, so in May's been great. We pretty much sold out all of May, which leads us to what's after May, Gordy?
It's called June.
It's called June. What are we doing? What's happening in June with the personal concerts?
We just released another batch of shows for the month of June. And who knows what June holds, but I'll tell you what, regardless of what's going on in June, we're going to be having a good time with those. And
Absolutely.
Probably with the Good Time Supper Club. We're going to keep this going too.
Tell you what.
I'll tell you something.
Yeah, if you're if you're interested in doing a personal show, what we call the Lifeline Tour, because it truly has been a lifeline for us, please check them out. It's bandofheathens.com/book or bandofheathens.com/live, and yeah, they've been fun. And again, people have been requesting songs from each of us that the other one sings, which has been kind of interesting and fun, which kind of gave the initial seed for the idea for this segment. And hey Sage, how you doing? Turn that microphone on, Trev. Let's hear what Sage has to say. How you doing? All right.
We're doing good.
All right. I'm gonna do one of Ed's tunes here. This is one of our favorites to play live, and it's a great song, and goes like this. It's called
Great
The
song.
Other Broadway. The marquees on the black top, broken down where she used to play. The church bells ring and the choir it sings. Lead the people into praise. Preacher said that she lost her faith, but she came in at a fighting weight. 127,000 times she's seen the sun, but it no longer shines. Say hello,
say goodbye to the city, the one where the streets don't run so wide. Say hello, say goodbye to the city with the other Broadway sign. They rolled up the sidewalks and they closed the door, and they pushed her out to where the grass don't grow. Every single face looks the same inside. There's no souls left standing where her body lies. Say hello, say goodbye to the city, the one where the streets don't run so wide. Say hello, say goodbye to the city with the other Broadway sign. Say goodbye. Say hello. Say goodbye. Say hello. Say goodbye. Say hello. Say goodbye.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice.
What a song.
Killer. Love that. Man,
Good times.
that was real nice.
Yeah. Where are we in the show right now?
We're right at the finale here.
We're at the finale.
Yeah.
This is
Crossing the finish line.
This is the fun part.
Yeah.
Are y'all ready for this?
Y'all ready for this?
Hey, is Greg? Hey, Greg.
Is
Hey,
Greg?
Greg.
Hey, Greg.
What's up, Greg?
Are you mocking my robe right now, Greg?
Hey, Greg.
Oh, he loves it. He's pure envy with
Oh
that
man,
thing.
want to give a shout out to our buddy Greg Gianukos, who's an amazing photographer, an amazing person,
We
a great
love
friend.
him.
He did the photo that's on the album cover for the Duende album just good to see you, Greg. Thanks for tuning in, brother. All right, shall we have some fun here? Y'all ready? Whee! All right, here we go. Everybody's building the big ships and the boats. Some are building monuments, others jotting down notes. Everybody's in despair, every girl and boy. But when Quinn the Eskimo gets here, everybody gonna jump for joy.
Come on without, come on within. You never seen nothing like the mighty Quinn. Come on without, come on within. You'll not see nothing like the mighty Quinn.
like to do just like the rest, and I like my sugar sweet. Garden fumes and making haste, it ain't my cup of meat. Everybody's neath the trees, feeding pigeons on a limb. But when Quinn the Eskimo gets here, all the pigeons gonna run to him.
Come on with him. You ain't seen nothing like the mighty Quinn. Come on without. Come on within. You ain't seen nothing like the mighty Quinn.
Well, it's a cat's meow and a cow's moo, babe. I can say 'em all. Just tell me where it hurt you, honey, and I'll tell you who to call. And nobody getting to sleep. Everybody's on someone's toes. But when Quinn the Eskimo gets here, everybody gonna want a dose. Come on without, come on within. You'll not see nothing like the mighty Quinn. And now come on without, come on within. You'll not see nothing like the mighty Quinn.
Come on without, come on within. You not seen nothing like the mighty Quinn. Come on without, yeah, come on within. You not seen nothing like the mighty Quinn. No, you not seen nothing like the mighty Quinn. No, you not seen nothing like the mighty Quinn.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
Right.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, y'all. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
Everybody.
This is
That was a nice dance party, everybody.
Oh,
Thank you, Sage.
thanks,
yeah.
You got to get her own show.
Thanks for tuning in, y'all. We much love. Stay safe, stay sane. Appreciate y'all tuning in to the Good Time Supper Club, for supporting the band financially and just having a good time with us. We look forward to seeing you again soon.
Next week.
Till next Tuesday, 7:30.
Thanks, everybody.
We'll see you
Thank
then.
y'all.
Thanks, y'all.
Thanks for coming out. We're the band of Heathens. What a place. This is our first time here. This is a classy joint, y'all. Thanks for joining us.
I'm not running to get nowhere, kicking back just as much as I can, coming in on a wing and a prayer. I'm your last midnight. I like to wait for time to move slowly.